Hey guys, what we're going to do now is break down the 5-part series, give you a better understanding of how it works and why we do it. So I want to communicate with this horse with pressure. So I'm going to apply pressure, and that pressure is a question. We're going to start with the backup for multiple reasons, but the most important ones, I want to find out if this individual is crowdy or is he more comfortable distant, and then I want to help him understand where that boundary would be, where we can communicate most effectively and efficiently. If a horse is crowding you, it's not going to be easy. If he's way distant, it's not going to be easy. So we start soft, again, increase the intensity of this question. I want to ask those hooves to go backwards. I'll generally do one step at a time on a brand new horse, wait a few seconds, do another step. For this horse, he's capable of taking multiple steps. So I ask him to come out there. Now he's asking me, which direction should I go? I'll say, back your feet and just relax. What we're trying to determine based on this question is if this horse understands what pressures are, what they mean, where he's most comfortable, distant or crowdy, or at the proper distance that we both are comfortable at. I generally like them to be comfortable when we start this 5-part series so that they can think and respond to the questions quietly. So now I'm going to ask him to go to my right. The second that I indicate to go to my right, he'll do it because he knows the answers to the question. But I like to systematically ask. So I'll point, I'll step out and block a door, and I may give a kiss, an audible sound that he can understand. So I'll point, and if that wouldn't work, I would step out, block the door, kiss to motivate, and I also have this tail that I could swing to apply more pressure, increase the intensity of that pressure. So we chose to go to my right, which would be his left, and we're doing a circle, and now we're setting that distance based on that backup of finding out, is he crowdy or is he distant? If it was a crowdy horse, I'd underhand push him out a little bit further on a circle, get him out there further. If he's a distant horse and he's wanting to take the arc out of my lead rope, I'm going to bump on that lead rope every time he takes that arc out and try to put him on a circle that he would be comfortable, and maybe not in the beginning be comfortable with, but over time, collectively over time of asking these series of questions, he would get comfortable. And then he would understand where I'm asking him to be in these questions, in these series. So Sunshine's making a pretty perfect circle. He's got a nice arc, and this exercise allows me to know, is he sensitive on his side with me as a pressure? Does he guard the right side? Is he more distant on the right side or more crowdy to me on the right side? And then we can make those adjustments. So now I'll change his direction, simply point. I could step out and block the door if I had to. I could kiss, or I could swing this to motivate his tail. We got a nice arc in our lead rope. It's walking on a pretty good circle. This would again allow me to understand, is he sensitive on the left side? Is he crowdy on the left side? I push him out there, keep him walking. I'll underhand touch him if I can. Let this rope feed through my fingers, maintaining an arc, and put him back out there on that circle. So this kind of indicated that he's more comfortable being closer to me on the left side. And he's a little bit more distant on the right side. So it reveals a lot of information about the individual. So I'm going to push some pressure on this hind quarter here and create a little draw by backing up. And that's that forward motion. And we'll ground tie, which would be number 5, and rub him to a stop. So that pushing that hip, turning the horse toward you and creating draw will allow him to walk forward. So that'd be the 4th question. Will you come forward? Are you willing to come with me? And some of them may be distant, so it'll take a little time. These series will help them understand, come to me, come forward. Ground tie is going to give them a release of the questions, gives us a place to regroup, think and evaluate about the last series of questions we had. We can trigger body responses of relaxation within the horse, free up restriction in the mind like confusion, anxiety, uncertainty. I can become clearer on this next series of questions if I need be. I could slow things down, speed things up, but it gives us a stopping point to assess how our feedback loop is being established and what needs to be changed. So 5-part series, back up, left or right, forward, ground tie. That is an example right there of what we will do with any horse, asking them these questions to get a deeper understanding of them and breaking it down into those 5 questions. Back up, move left or right, come forward, ground tie and relax. And then we'll wash, rinse, repeat that. And we'll get that deeper understanding of that individual. He'll get a deeper understanding of me and what I expect. You can focus on things that you want to develop in the relationship, and there's no hardcore pressures that have to be implemented. We're following rules, so there's no force to submit with pain or fear. The horse can have a voice in the relationship, and breaking these down, you could focus just on backup. So I'll give you a little example of breaking it down even further. We'll ask him to back up, 1 step at a time, wait a few seconds, let him process what's going on. We'll ask him again, we'll start soft, backs up 1 step, we'll relax, wait a few seconds, and then I could draw him to me, not pull him with the lead rope, but draw him to me. Ground tie, rub to a stop. So the 5-part series is great. We can follow that back up, left or right, forward, ground tie. That completes a series. But within the series, you can work on the backup, the forward. You can work on sending. So I want to show you some of the things within a 5-part series that you can break down even further. On a crowdy horse, you definitely want to ask them, hey, I'd like you to, let's back your feet. We'll go a couple steps, 1, 2, and ground tie them out there, and that'll set a distance and that they can understand. Then they can relax out there if they're real crowdy. If they're real distant, I would want to draw them forward, allow them to ground tie close to me, let them start getting comfortable close to me. Whenever they started out distant and comfortable, we'll close that gap and create that understanding that you can be right here with me and be comfortable. So I wanted to show you that, break it down into 5 parts series of questions to get that deeper understanding, but you can break that down even further. So in future videos, I'll break other things down to show you how they relate to developing this relationship with your horse. And we're going to transfer all this up onto his back. If he's not comfortable with me on the ground, it's not going to be as easy to develop a relationship and keep him going with me on his back. So if you have any questions or comments, put them in the comment section below, and we'll let you know an answer to that. Bye-bye.